first of all, I need to get all this junk cleaned up a little better. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Campus Vlogs video. In today's video, like I said, we are talking about the stand behind me, pretty much a 22-foot aquarium stand. We're going to talk about pricing, we're going to talk about what I have on it, what my uses are for it, and the utility of it, and things like that. So let's get right on the video. Alright, to start things off, you're going to see a lot of random junk here. This is like up to date. This is Monday. This video is coming out tomorrow, so that's why there's a lot of ahead things that you have not seen yet. Just forget about those, okay? But this is a first 22 feet long. This is 22 feet long. Actually, sorry, 20 feet long, because I have an 8-foot section here, a 4-foot, and 8-foot. You add them together, you get 20 feet of aquarium rack. Another thing, I have 3 racks. I have like the ground floor. I have 1 bar system here, another rack there, another rack platform, whatever you want to call it there. A shelf is probably the proper name for something like this. I have that along the whole way. Some of them are lower. Some of them I don't have as much space as over here. These two are pretty much identical stands, and this is kind of a 4-foot section for some 4-foot aquariums. But to start things off, I left purposely enough room underneath of these stands to put totes. Right here I did not, because this is kind of a different system here, but the same thing over here on this other 8-foot section. I did the same thing to leave enough room for totes or other buckets or anything like that. Then right above it, you kind of got aquariums. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I will be showing you what kind of aquariums I'm putting on here. So like first off, this 8-foot section, this first bottom, I have 2 55-gallon aquariums. On top of here, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 20-gallon aquariums. Another 55, 55, 20, 20, 20, 20, 55, and 55. Now, like, just quick side note. What do you think of these tanks? I want to see what your opinion is on these tanks. These are actually wood trimmed. We put duct tape here with black. You'll let me know how it looks. Let me know what you think. That's just a quick side note. Let me know what you think about those ones with the black duct tape on them. Same thing. And then on the very top rack, these are all my storage aquariums. I'm going to be having probably brand new aquariums up here. Brand new starter kits, fish tanks, old fish tanks, leftover totes. If I ever need more space, I'll put quarantined fish up there or something like that. But when you get up here, like even just standing on a little stool, it's kind of hard to get up here. That's why I really don't do that. So we kind of talked about measurements, 20 feet long. And this is all 17 inches wide. So from the very front to the very back, 17 inches wide. You can't do a 75 or 55. Like that stand over there is 20 inches wide. So you can do a 75 or like a 40 breeder. This is only 17. This is meant for 55s or 20s. Anything that's like 12 inches wide is perfect. It's going to fit perfectly on top of here. But to start things off first, what you're first going to need is what I call an end cap. They're kind of these end things that actually touch the ground. These are the only parts that touch the ground. They're all built together. You can see how they're just one solid huge bar pretty much. That's tall. It has support beams in the center. Has this one cross beam here. Another kind of cross support beam as well. You can get different sizes. As you can tell, this one here, this one's probably like 9 to 10 feet tall. That one over there is only about 7 feet tall. So you can get different sizes. You can get different widths. Different things like that. By the way, I purchased all of this material here at Menards. That is my local hardware store. I don't have a Lowe's, things like that. So maybe if you have a Menards, then I know they'll have them there. If you don't have a Menards, maybe you gotta look if Lowe's has them or any other Home Depot or things like that as well. But once you have your center brace, then you pretty much add on to your bars. So this is an 8-foot bar that goes all the way across and hooks up to another one of those end caps that go down. And then from this end cap, you can connect 2 bars to each kind of thing like that. You can see here, another 4-foot to another end cap, and then another 8-foot bar to the final end cap on that final wall. That's pretty much the whole system. It's pretty easy. You can have this as long as you want. They make these 8-foot bars that you can have an 8-foot section. They make 6-foot sections and 4-foot sections, as I know of. So another just quick topic here is when you have an 8-foot section, there's probably gonna be a lot of bow. So what's nice about these is they actually have little, I don't know what you want to call them, center braces. So let me show you just on a tank that this is just an extra thing that's kind of disastrous. You can see the little center bars. These you screw together pretty much just to keep them from not expanding. And then you can see the bolts coming out under here. You can kind of see the center bars like up here for another example. You can see the bars, how they connect together. You put a screw in the middle to keep them without like kind of bowing out. So that's another nice thing that they all come with as well. Then once you have your bars, if you're going to do a 6-foot section, an 8-foot section, however, you got to figure out your height. So you have this whole end cap of putting the bar, if you want at the very bottom, if you want halfway up, how many feet up, every 2 feet you want a bar, however you want. You could have 10 different shelves on here. If you want to do fish foods like this big, tiny fish foods, you can have like a 6-inch section here if you would like that as well. Then once you have that, I use plywood. They do make these cheaper, weird wood that kind of fits in there. It doesn't fit very well. You can see it's missing about 1 inch here. It doesn't fit all the way up here, like on the back side, for example. That's where you're really gonna see it. You can kind of see all this extra gap. I personally don't like them. They're not, I only use them for like dry stuff. I'll never put water on top of this particle board. This is an option. This particle board, I think it's like $3 every 2 feet. So something like that, running you about $10 for an 8-foot section. But what I did is I used plywood. This plywood ended up costing me about $140 or so. So not terrible in pricing wise. I got $140 and I got all this plywood, an 8-foot, an 8-foot, an 8-foot, a 4, 4, 4, 8, 8, 8. And that got about $120. This is all 3/4 inch plywood, nice, thick, not gonna go nowhere. This is nice heavy duty plywood to hold the aquariums without anything happening to the aquariums, falling or things like that. But for example, if you're putting like tanks where you don't need this plywood, I don't know what reason that would be. So this is just a racking system that doesn't have the plywood yet. I gotta pry some and cut some up. But maybe your tanks are perfectly long and you're gonna figure out without using plywood. You could do that as well. Do that at your own risk as well, though. But yeah, that's really honestly about it. I mean, other than this, it's very simple. And why I like to use this is it's not gonna rust on you. It has this kind of paint around it where it's not gonna rust on you very easy. It's durable. You can adjust the measurements. Like I was thinking about doing all wood. Wood would have cost me probably a lot more than this metal rack. And if further down the line where I'm gonna switch all my aquarium stands to plywood and I have all these extra ones, I can put these in my garage and put totes on them. I can put whatever I like. It's just extra storage. They're so usable. I mean, you can take these things down if you want them all the way to the top. If you want it all the way down, it's so nice. Like you don't have to slack in quality. Like just for an example, this is an old rack that I had for my reptiles inside my house here. This was the rack. I paid $85 for this. Very cheap. This thing will not hold anything. I mean, it probably might, but I would never trust something like that. Now it's just in here because it's extra because I don't need it anymore. But this stuff is quality stuff. I mean, this thing's, I think I'm not wrong, these things hold up for 2,000 pounds per shelf, if I'm not wrong. Alright, I don't know where I was. Off center, I don't know. I wrote down all the prices on all of these things, so I'm going to give you the quick rundown of things like this. So another side note, I have 3 different racking systems. I have this 20-foot one that I just showed you here. I have another 8-foot over here that I'm going to put probably 20 gallons or something like that. And then I have my product wall. This is another 8-foot section as well. For prices, for an 8-foot beam. So these beams right here, one single beam, you'll need 2 per shelf. Each beam is $13 for an 8-foot beam. For a 4-foot beam, so like you can see the aquariums right here, these are all 4-foot beams. For a single one, it's $9. So you need 9 and 9, 18 for a shelf, and then you got to put wood on top. So you got to add that in as well. I ended up paying $350 in total for all my 8-foot beams, just the 8-foot beams, nothing else. But that includes all of them in here. That includes the 8-foot beams over here. That includes the 8-foot beams over here. All the 8-foot beams in total. I ended up paying another $54 in 4-foot beams just for this rack. That's the only place I have 4-foot beams for. And then I ended up paying $180. I don't know what I was talking about here, but for all the plywood I only used 3/4 inch on this 20-foot section. I don't have plywood over here yet. I still gotta add that in. And I used their particle board. It's not very high quality. It's easy, just simple. I don't have to cut anything. Pretty much plop it in. I ended up paying $123 in 3/4 inch plywood. I did not get treated. I got normal plywood. Maybe I should treat it. I don't really quite know. On this wall, I paid $123. That averages out to about $15 for an 8-foot section. So per shelf you got about $14 per one, you got about $30 or so, plus about another $15, you got about $45 per 8-foot shelf. So that includes like the shelving, like the bars, and then the pretty much the wood inside of it. So if you add every metal racking system I have in here, the one over here, the 20-foot section, and this, I have just about $1,000 into this. Now that includes the racking, the end caps, things like that. Another thing I forgot to mention, the end caps, the kind of the things I've been talking about here, pretty much the center bars that hit the ground actually. Those are just about $30 for 17 inches wide by, I don't know, 10 feet wide. I think it's 96 inches tall, 10 feet, 9 feet. Pretty tall, so you could easily do 3 aquariums if you had the space, tallness wise. If you don't have a tall fish room or space, you could do something like 8 feet tall. That I have something like over here. The reason why I have a shorter one over here, the reason why I have a shorter one is because I have a TV up there and an actual refrigerator. No, I don't have a refrigerator out here. An actual AC unit, so that needs enough clearance to kind of blow out through without having an aquarium right up front of it. So now there's more numbers here. $168. I paid a total of $500 just for the 20-foot section. So if you want 20 foot of nice aquarium built, lasting metal racking system, I don't know what you want to call it, costs just about $500 per thing. So that includes 3 shelves, everything that I pretty much showed you earlier. I got about $500 in this 20-foot section, about another $500 in the other 2 bars, things like that. Now I don't need this. Whoops. Now I don't need this dang paper. Tuck that thing to the side. But yeah, that's really about it, to be quite honest. I'm kind of sitting here propped down. It's kind of a weird angle. That's okay though. But yeah, that is really about, and I can also leave a link in the description if you would like to check out the series, they kind of call it. It's kind of like heavy duty metal shelving. I can leave a link to it if I can find it. No guarantees I can find this. But yeah, I'll try to leave the link in the description if I can find it. Make sure you also like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. But that's really about it. I mean, you got a nice durable thing. It's so used to, what do you call that word? Universal. They're so universal where you can change the height, do whatever you'd like. Say I move into a fish room, or I don't know, and I don't have a 20-foot section. Maybe I only have a 10-foot section. So maybe I do 2 4-foot bars. They're so usable. I got that wrong again. Versatile. I can't remember again. Versatile. That these are almost the best option. Wood is going to cost you about $8 for a 2x4. It's just been outrageous. I don't have to paint any of this. I don't got to worry. Nice heavy duty stuff. But if you enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe, guys. I'm doing new videos every single Tuesday and Thursday. I can't guarantee what time on those days. I really don't know. It might be an early upload. I really don't know. So new videos Tuesdays and Thursdays. This video is going out tomorrow. And this is actually filmed on Monday here. Sitting here in the shop, pretty much about it. But another sneak peek if you got all the way into the video. I got a fish coming in tomorrow. You'll probably see that as Thursday's unboxing video. So stay tuned, guys. I got a lot of fish. A lot of fish then. So stay tuned, guys. But that's really about it, guys. Hopefully you didn't get sick from that. I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to edit this video. The grind starts in 2021, baby. By the way, thanks for all the things that happened in 2020. Appreciate the year. It was a good year, guys. I didn't want to do a recap or anything. I had a lot of other people do those, so I just figured I would not do that. But if you want to see more things, if you want to see new video, I'm starting a new video kind of. I'm trying to start a new video trend, kind of different. And more entertainment and more things like that, more vlog style. If you want to see those things or any video ideas, make sure you leave them down in the comment section. That's about it, guys. Peace out. Hopefully you like that, guys.